part of the broom.
Of course she's eating something.
Eating the product.
All right, let's see.
Go for it. Okay, how about
Here-
she's gonna go live?
Here we go. We are live. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome. I was gonna say Swahili Sunday.
Nope, not
It's
quite.
no, it's Thursday. It's BnB Live. Vanessa's just come into the studio,
Literally.
and we are. This is our new studio now. Indigo's here, and she's trying to sniff things out
I'll
as
be in
usual.
there in a second,
Indigo, you have your little bone. Chew on your bone. It's right there.
She doesn't.
Yeah, she doesn't want it. So, welcome to BnB Live. I think this is episode 7, and we are in our new place. This is temporary still. It's our temporary permanent studio. I'm saying temporary because I have things set up. We don't have everything set up yet. We moved in here on Saturday. If you listen to me on Swahili Sunday, it was a great organized move. We actually moved. So I had a 200 square foot warehouse we had over in Irvine, and we managed, with the help that we had, to there were 6 of us total, to load everything up, to get it all packed in. It was funny. One of the people was like, "No, everything's not going to fit. That's all not going to fit in one trip." But we had somebody on the team that was like, "Yeah, we're going to make it fit." So they had a little powwow and kind of discussed it, threw everything in the vehicle, came over here to our new location, unloaded it, and we did and actually we didn't have to break down the shelving. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
It's made a
6
world of
shelving.
difference,
Yeah,
by the
it
way.
did make a world of difference. So we put the shelving into the truck and then got everything put on and then moved over here. And this is going to be the studio and showroom. We're going to eventually have events here. There's going to be a grand opening probably sometime in April, I am thinking. And Indigo has her little place here, and I'm watching.
As she
She's
plays.
having a good time. And yeah, so we are in this is the studio.
Bless you, Indigo. It's coming together.
It's coming together, but I have just a little bit set up right now. I don't have the permanent camera situation. I have one of the lights, good lighting, looking right at it. And we're going to have to do some work to get the studio going. So we're not going to really have any shopping today, but Vanessa's here.
Hi, everybody. You can hear me, but you can't see me.
Well, come on in.
Okay.
There's a spot.
There we go.
Yeah, so
There we
there.
go.
Yeah, at first I had the chairs, but it wasn't going to work with this camera because I didn't bring we don't have the wide.
The wide lenses on it right now.
Yeah, so this is an iPad and a cell
yes,
phone.
all
So
this right here.
yeah, so we're
Wow, we're here, Aldana.
yeah,
We're definitely here.
We're here.
You know what it means?
yeah. So I'm excited.
Yeah,
And
we're definitely here.
yeah,
It did take a team to make it happen. Of course, like you were sharing with the audience right now. Gratefully, we had a great team that worked exceptionally well together, and we made it happen. And so, still, there's a lot that we still need to sort through and get through and make sense of. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So there's a couple things that's happening in the space that's going to take place in the space now, right? Obviously, what you're doing here now, which is the live network and everything that you got going on, but
Yeah.
there's other things that you're going to be doing in the space too, right?
right. Yeah, well, not only are we going to be doing the live network, which is going to include some interviews with other fair trade and sustainable type businesses, and then we'll obviously do our shopping segment. But we are also going to have classes in here. This is going to be a showroom. We're going to have something called Fellowship Friday, where people can come and hang out on Fridays when I'm not doing an event somewhere. And classes like paper bead rolling and also crocheting. And I have a friend, I've actually mentioned it to Gina.
Nice.
She's an artist, and I thought maybe she could teach some painting classes in here. So we'll have some classes where people can come and hang out. That'll probably be on Saturdays. And then also time to come and shop. We may do Tea with a Purpose here, or we may do it elsewhere too. But we'll have. This is going to be a space where people can come and hang out and check out the product, and maybe we'll have events where we can have some other vendors come as well. And it's all coming together. It's all in flux.
Very nice. Yeah. I mean, we definitely have our work cut out here as far as what the space goes, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Really getting it designed and everything in order, and knowing that you have a really great space. You're the headquarters here. So it's not just a space that stores the goods, you know, as an inventory space, but it's also a place where people are going to be able to come and, you know, explore and at the same time shop. And like you said, getting together and creating a sense of community here as well. So if you're near anywhere, well, I'll just say the whole Orange County area, to be honest with you, you know, you can come on through and enjoy the space and experience the space for sure.
Yeah, we're very close to the district. And so if you're listening now, I'd love for you to comment where we met either me or Vanessa or both of us, because sometimes we go out together, but love for you to comment where we met, how I know you. I see Brother Kev here. He's from my veterans group, Air Force.
Nice.
Go Air Force.
He's saying, enjoy the blessings. He's got to come by and check it out.
Yeah,
So
definitely. And yeah, so love. It's in Santa Ana. It's very close to the district. If you know where the Tierney Center is in Tustin, it's just over the bridge from there. So it's very close. We're in the showroom / studio space, but on the other side of this wall here is the warehouse where all the product will be stored. The shipping operation that we're going to be setting up. I think I have the internet being turned on next week. So we're going off data right now, but so the internet's being turned on next week, and I'm doing all the behind the scenes stuff like the business license, and there's some other stuff that you have to do with whenever you move into a place in Santa Ana. Every city is different.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's exciting, and Indigo seems to like the spot because she was already in the warehouse, and I guess heard somebody outside at the other side, because there's other businesses around here, and she was barking to let them know that she was here.
That she has arrived.
Yes, that she has arrived, and that she's not going to let anybody mess with us. So
Yep.
she's very friendly though, so she's here when you come by. If you like dogs, she's a big love. She may bark at first, but as long as she's like, let me check this person out. Oh yeah, I like you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're scratching me. All right, I'll just roll over.
Yeah. Like I'm doing right now for her. I'm petting her right now. She came by, so just giving her a little bit of love right now.
Yeah, I did give her a bone, but she's not interested in chewing on that. But she will be featured. As soon as we get the cameras set up properly, she's going to be featured in a segment when we do a segment on dog bandanas.
There you go. Yeah.
So you'll be able to see those. We're not going to talk. We're not going to have a product this week.
But we definitely wanted to be consistent, of course, right? So at least show our faces again and let you know, though, that we have arrived at the new facility. We were at a temporary temporary space these last couple of weeks since you launched the segment. And so now we're in the building. Things are definitely not in place at the moment. Not yet anyways. That's the next step now to start making sense of everything here in the space.
Yeah.
Like how Aldana was mentioning, it's not only a studio space, it's also a shopping and store retail as well. And in addition to that, it's also the space where the headquarters for Baskets and Beads is at, with all the inventory, all the goods as they're coming through, because the goods are coming to us from Africa. So
yeah,
they ship to us, they arrive here. And this is where, from this point, then the product is now, it's going to be dispersed. Right?
Yeah. And we are working on getting more wholesale, spreading our wholesale. I have some stuff going on I have so much going on behind the scenes. And then, of course, I'll talk a little bit about the Kenya trip in a minute. But if you're local, yep. And I've had a couple people actually say they're going to stop by in Torrance. I'll be in Torrance Saturday and Sunday at the Cultural Arts Center for the South Bay Quilters Guild show. It's a quilters show, but there's several vendors. There's myself, there's Tribu, who's also with me in Fairtrade Long Beach. And I know a couple other vendors that are going to be there. So stop by. I've got a really big space. That's something we're going to be doing after this, is loading the car up and seeing if I can fit it all in my car. Yeah, it's a big space. So I'd love for you to come by and hang out and say hey, and you can check out all the products too. And I will be there Saturday and Sunday. I believe it's 10 till 4 both days, and be there all day both days. So I'd love to see you if you're local in the area to come on up there. It's in Torrance. I'm going to post the details in tomorrow's post, so you'll have the address and such. But it's the Torrance Cultural Arts Center in Torrance, California, South Bay area on Torrance Boulevard, where the courthouse and all that type of stuff is. It's the Cultural Arts Center. So oh my gosh, I don't, quilting's not my thing. I can cross stitch, I can sew, I can crochet, but man, oh man, some of the quilts that they have that people are able to design, they have a whole room full of quilts on display. And it's actually like looking at a bunch of artwork in a museum, which is really amazing. I took a minute, I showed up a little early one of the days and I was done setting up. So I took a minute to walk around and look at the quilts before people started getting let in. And I enjoyed that. I wish I would have had more time to look at the quilts, because when you're working a booth, it's hard to get the time to break away and go do that, because I don't have anybody to help me there this weekend. It's going to be me. So love to see you come by and say hey. Hey. Come and check that out. So have had a lot of people show some interest with the Kenya trip. Now there is an estimate online of what the trip is estimated to cost. I don't think it's going to be that much. Layla says she'll have the information to me this week about the costs for the Kenya trip, May 28th to June 8th. In the military, we put the number first, so 28 May to 8 June. Can't help it. I was in the military a long time.
Habit. It's okay.
It's a habit. It's a habit. It's one of those things I just can't help. But would love for you to come. Oh my gosh, we're actually, one of the things we're going to do that's not listed in there is probably go visit some of the kids' schools for the kids that we're sponsoring several kids for their school fees and their uniforms and supplies. And I know that two of the kids that were street kids, they were totally on the street, Alois and Saumu, who I've been personally and through the nonprofit caring for several years. We want to go see their school. Saumu just started Form 1, which is high school, and Alois is in Form 2. So Form 1 is freshman, Form 2 is sophomore. We have another kid in Form 3, which is junior. And the based on the literacy rates in Kenya for kids to be able to get to high school, it's quite a miracle. It's really expensive for kids to go to school there. It's especially given the median income. I've talked about this before. Given the median income in Kenya, the cost for a parent to put their kid in school is ridiculous. It would be hard for some parents here. For instance, it was either Alois or Saumu. They were both around $600 to get them started, and you couldn't break up the school fees. You had to pay it all up front in the schools that they went to. So it's like $600 and some change. And the median income in Kenya is about $200 a month, depending on skilled and skill levels. So that's kind of the average. And I can't imagine, I mean, think about that. You have to pay $600 plus you have to pay to live, wherever you're living, your rent and food costs and other costs like that. I can't imagine how parents can do it. And I've actually, because I'm a little short on raising funds, I've been taking it out of my own pocket, because I won't let these kids, go down, especially Alois. Alois, I mean, all of them, I love them all. Alois has an engineer's brain. And Saumu is somebody she still has a soft-spoken voice, but her confidence is building in her belief in herself, and the opportunities for these kids to go to school, when a lot of other kids, I mean, they'll turn you away. If you don't show up with the school fees and the uniform, they're like, bye, go ahead, bye-bye. And there is no government help for that. So the government pays, I guess, a portion of something, but there's no help for a kid to get their school fees covered. So we're probably going to visit some of their schools, if not all of them. I'm hoping we can do that. We've got, I don't know, 5 kids right now are in that we've covered the school fees for. And I wish we could cover more. So our Educating Children Fund, I'm trying to raise funds for that. I have some ideas to raise some funds for that to make some specific products. One of the socks I carry in my store at Long Beach, my space at Fairtrade Long Beach, is called Conscious Step. And I reached out to them, and they're like, well, we don't compete, so we have another nonprofit that does the same thing. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to see if I can find a sustainable. I'm going to ask you. You're listening to this right now, and you know a sustainable fair trade sock brand that sustainability that does fair trade practices. They don't necessarily need to be fair trade certified, but they do fair trade practices where they the payment of the wages and things like that are appropriate. I would love for some referrals, because I think having specific socks manufactured for Baskets and Beads, our Dynamic Vision Foundation, which is our nonprofit, to specifically raise funds for educating children, that'd be a great thing. So if any of you who are listening have any referrals for any sock companies, I know there's a few here in LA, and I haven't had an opportunity to research them. Being a Fair Trade Federation member, I have to make sure that whoever I am doing business with in my business for products like that is somebody that is a fair trade type of business that does honor the worker, pay them fairly, pay them promptly, no child labor, no slave labor, et cetera, all the way back to the cotton that they use. So whatever they use to spin the socks with either needs to be fair trade certified, or it needs to be, they need to have transparency in their supply chain, so I can look into that. Sometimes I send people, I still do speaking. Actually, I got a speaking gig today for an organization. And a lot of times, yes, Indigo, can I help you? I guess she wants to present herself. A lot of times I will send, as a thank you to some clients, brownies from Fairy Tale Brownies. Fairy Tale Brownies, oh my gosh, they're great brownies. But once I had done that prior to understanding about fair trade chocolate. It doesn't say on their website, but I did ask them, where do you get your chocolate? And they sent me the information, and it's a company that does have fair trade practices. So I have to be very cognizant of that with whoever I do business with. So if you know of anybody, I would love to have a referral for that. That would be great. All right, let me talk a little bit more about the trip. So 28 May to 8 June, like I said, we're going to go visit the kids' schools, and you'll get to see how they learn and meet them, especially if you've donated anything to their education and you want to go on the trip, and you'll get to meet them. So that's great. Plus we're going to go do some farming and go see stay at Mount Elga National Park, do a safari. We're going to meet the ladies, obviously the OG, the original ladies of Baskets and Beads, learn how to make things like paper beads. I'm going to do a class on this here, but you'll learn actually firsthand how to make these and maybe some baskets. And I'm hoping, will you hand me a trivet? Sure. One of those trivets. One of the things I want to see if maybe they'll teach us how to make is one of these trivets. These trivets are made out of the papyrus reed grasses that grow in Kenya, and it's all weaved. It's weaved together. So I'm going to see if we can get them to teach us how to make these. This will be great. Probably not as detailed as this with the little points, but the round, we'll get to work and learn how this is made, because this is very tightly woven, and these make great trivets for like a hot pad, or you want to put, what I usually do with mine is I live by myself, and sometimes I'll sit on the couch and watch TV or something. Like I was watching the Super Bowl. My back was really hurting after we moved in here. So I took the time, instead of going to my friend's house for the Super Bowl, I stayed home, but I would put the hot plate on this and carry it to the couch and sit there. And this is my little placemat on my hand and keeps my hand from burning. So hopefully we'll get to learn how to make those. Plus we'll go on a safari. So I've had a lot of people reach out to me and ask, and I can do an individual call with you. I may do some specific webinars type things, maybe in the Baskets Beads Kenya group. answer any questions that you may have. If you have questions, you can send me a message, DM me about the trip if you're interested in it, and love to answer questions for you. And I should have more details this week on the exact costs, because some of the costs we have to consider are our transportation within the country, food, where we're staying, and some of the other things that we'll be doing. That our ladies will be going with us to Mount Elgon, so we need to cover their transportation as well. So just figuring all those costs, and would love for you to join us if you'd like to. If you would like to bring me in to speak to your organization, either about Baskets and Beads Kenya or about negotiation, because I do still speak on negotiation, and I weave the story of Baskets and Beads in there. I can't help it because it does go with one of my negotiation strategies, ask for exactly what I want. I would love to for you to reach out to me for that as well. So like I said, we're not, probably for a couple of weeks, we're not going to be doing any live shopping until we get this set up a little bit better, because this is my iPad and this is the phone, and you just can't, I don't have a lot of room to maneuver because we still have stuff all over the place, and it's not really safe to be moving around until we get all that set up. So would love to have you continue to join us. I'll be talking Swahili Sunday this Sunday. I didn't realize this week is Children of Alcoholics Week. And if you saw my post on my Facebook page and in the Baskets and Beads group, my Facebook profile, I talked a little bit about my background with that. I was a child of 2 alcoholics. And I'll talk a little bit about that on Swahili Sunday and some of the work I did for that. So a lot of people know my story, but a lot of people don't. So I want to share that with people, and I'll give you a little kind of taste of that. I'll be live from the South Bay Quilters Guild show. It doesn't start till 10 o'clock, so I will be there at 9 in the show. So again, if you're local to what's that place? Torrance. Yes, Torrance, California. At the Cultural Arts Center is where the show will be. I'll be posting that info tomorrow. So if you're in the area, I'd love for you to stop by and say, hey, take a photo, we'll take a selfie and do a little shopping and do a little hanging out. And yeah, and you can walk around and see the really pretty quilts and some of the other things that are there. So we'd love to see you there. All right, that's about it for today. Do you have anything you want to add?
Oh no, I'm just having a good time with Indigo in the behind the scenes here.
Yes, behind the scenes, Indigo's getting sneezers. Indigo is laying down. She's getting her belly rubbed. She's a very spoiled, and now she's upset because Vanessa stopped rubbing her belly. So
now I'm back at it.
Indigo's a very spoiled pup. Anyway, all right, everybody. I will see you Sunday. If you are in the area, I will see you sometime this weekend. Otherwise, I'll see you Swahili Sunday, and have a great week. Not